Hi, I'm Slightly Bitter from Dylan Rants.
And I'm Queen from Set the Record Straight. And
And
this
this
is
is
the
the OGBG
OGBG
breakdown.
breakdown.
I just love
I do too. I like it. Okay. Lord mercy.
Do whatever it takes. There's only gonna be one winner.
If you wanted me to vote for you, you'd have to give me $150,000.
Lord, fix the lungs, Jesus.
Oh my god. Okay, we're here for another week of this shit, y'all. Hi.
We're back.
Oh, god. Okay. So, last time we spoke to y'all, we went through episode 1, 2, and 3 of season 2 of Beast Games, and it was
That's
quite the
right.
journey. And now we are on to episode 4, probably the most highly anticipated episode of the season. It's the Survivor collab episode.
The Beast Games and the Beast Games and Survivor crossover. And you better fucking edit that out, Dylan.
No promises, Diva.
I can't stand you. But yes, okay, listen, that
Reality
was
TV history was made, okay?
blew my mind. Okay, blew my mind. So it's like, you see all this promo, you see all these trailers, you see all these teasers coming out. You're like, okay, but like, how Survivor did we get? I mean, we got as Survivor as it comes, honey.
It felt like a real episode of the show.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Jimmy was a special guest on the show, kind
Yeah.
of like how Lil Yachty was on Jimmy's. You know what I mean? It was like
I
just a
forgot
little
about that Lil Yachty shit.
Yo, Lil Yachty, that was so funny. He was like, "Nope, don't want to say nothing." I was like, "Bro, what are you here for?"
He looks so out of place. He's like, "Where's my check?" And then can I go?
Like, what's so weird is he had the hat on the entire time he was there, except when they filmed. I thought it was weird, but I was like, maybe he's trying
Oh,
to
with
like
the
not.
Beast Games hat?
Yeah, no, it was just like I think it was a red like knitted wool hat, like a winter hat. Like I don't know, it
Oh,
was
you're
weird.
right.
I was very confused. I was like, you know what?
He looked like
Maybe
he
it's
thought that he looked like he thought he was going to Toronto. Like he was going to Beast City, but instead he went to the island.
oh, you know what? And
Maybe
I
that's
thank
what
you
he
for
was
that.
promised.
And I thank you for that. And I thank you for that.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
Yep. You know what? Let's hope it was that, because otherwise it would be very weird. But anyway,
Well,
so let's go ahead and let's get into the outline, the recap of the start off. So we first got to go back, right? Because they left off with the cliffhanger.
oh yeah,
First
the
of
$1
all.
million bribe.
Yes. So that was the person that hit the button was unexpected, right?
Not for me. I
No?
guessed it. I guessed it in the episode.
I do think Pink Team should have sent up Mia because I don't think Mia would have taken it. That JT guy, he was a little arrogant. I feel like he might take it. He's got the attitude of like a fuck you thing.
Never trust a cop, man. Never trust a cop, especially
Damn, he's a cop. I gave him exclusive content. It's like, no. But no, like you absolutely did. And Hannah, I apologize, okay? Because girl, you are obviously loyal to the bone, okay? But look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Nick, he was close. Did you see that?
So here's my thing. He has to be the stupidest player this whole episode, because if you are gonna hit that button, you don't do this like hovering over the shit, like, oh, maybe I'm gonna press, maybe I don't. You gotta hit it, or else
But check
you
this
gotta
out.
keep your hands behind your back.
I thought that maybe he was like peeping that JT was moving. And so maybe he was like, oh, let me, try to shift and get to it first. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like how we were in the bribe challenges in the platforms. You know what I mean?
But
You're
he
like,
was in slow motion, man. He was like, go. You would have thought he was in the Matrix. It's
yeah,
$1 million, bro. Hit
that's
the
how they
button.
edited it. We don't know how fast it really was.
How
That's
could
how
they?
it
How
got
could they have
edited.
edited it any differently? He was like fondling it.
No, it was a
Like it was some nice
slow-mo. They
juicy
slowed it
balls.
down.
He was
You gotta give
fondling
my guy
that
more
button like
credit.
it was some balls, man.
You gotta give my guy more credit.
Well, he's got to get himself more credit. That credit score probably not good. He don't got the
Oh, honey, don't look. I ain't here to talk about it, okay? I am not here to talk about it.
He's making some shitty decisions. You fucking around with money a lot.
All I can say is I see why he's not on Team Smart, okay?
Well, yeah, that haircut told me everything I needed to know.
Oh, not the haircut. I'm sorry. I guess I'm more distracted by the arms and the beard than anything. But that's just me.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, they match. It's a matching set.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But let's talk about who JT ended up getting sent home.
So he sent home an OG.
He
This like
did.
okay, tell me, did
Hmm.
this not remind you so much of when Mia went off on Akira in the trolley episode?
It did, but in a different kind of way. I
Yeah.
think Mia, like myself, is really she stands 10 toes down on loyalty. So if you
Yes.
tell her I'm not going to push the button, she's going to believe you because that's what you're giving her. You're giving her your word. And if she's giving you the acceptance of taking your word, then it should be a respected, agreement. So I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. It's definitely heartbreaking. I mean, everybody was equally upset. I mean, Mia turned her back on JT, Brandon turned his back on JT. They were pissed.
I mean, I said this last episode. If someone went up there and they took $1 million, would I have been angry in the moment? Probably would have been angry in the moment, but I can't be mad because $1 million is a life-changing amount of money. It's like
Yeah.
it's what you win on Survivor
Yeah.
when you go
I
up
mean,
there.
and let's not act like, okay, in sports, people haven't broken TVs, people haven't,
Of
what I'm saying,
course,
broken tabletops. So,
it's a
when you're
very
watching a
rational
competitive,
reaction to be
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
"Fuck
When you're
you! I'm
watching a
not going to look
competitive
at
sport,
you."
you know what I mean? Like, if you're really into it and if you really
Yeah.
love the game, then you're going to have some sort of emotional attachment to it.
Oh
But at
yeah.
the end of the day, once the moment is over, you're going to be like, all right, where do I start? New game. Who's next?
I held nothing against Mia for her reaction. I actually felt like she could have reacted a lot worse than like I think
Honestly,
anyone could have, and they would have been valid in doing so.
I mean, I'll say this. I always feel like it's just a little weird when people try to say like what you're doing in front of God, what you're not doing in front of God, judging
Oh, I
people on
forgot
their
about
sin.
that.
So for her to say like, like I get it, but sometimes it's like let the unspoken, let the read between the lines, be president over actually saying all of our thoughts. Trust me, I'm learning.
I feel like Mia is just a very I feel like Mia is just a very godly person. So
Yeah, she's
she
definitely
looks
godly
at
driven. I
things
mean,
she looks at things in those in that perspective. So I do agree with you that I do think that stuff shouldn't come into the competition. But at the same time, I understand that when you have someone who is very godly, like that was probably her genuine feelings or genuine reaction was that
yeah,
God is going to see you for what you did and this, that, the third. And, that's not how, the way I would react, but it is the way that she react. And it is a reality show. I would rather have that than a scripted, man, you fucked my Lambo over, bitch. When I get you, JT, when I get you next time.
yeah, like overreactions are definitely I expect a few in a reality TV show, but as long as there's like good tone, good temperament throughout, hey, let's keep it going. Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
so JT clearly does not give two shits in a popsicle about taking that money. He definitely can live with. He's definitely sleeping well at night.
Yeah. What did Jeff say? Remorse or rationale? Oh, he's definitely not remorseful either. Okay.
He's got neither, bitch. He's got R for rich.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got money, bitch.
Yeah. And then what's interesting? So he's still on the island. I mean, he's still at
In the
Beast City while
competition.
they're on the island. JC is over there. So, his I'll never let you down friend isn't
Ah!
even with him.
I'm
Right?
sorry, that was the funniest shit to me ever. When he started doing the hearts, being like, "Oh yeah, I feel you." Like, yeah, like that's
Yeah.
my brother and
And I
fucking
think I'm gonna be
people
like,
over.
stop using my shit. I was the one using that in season one, not all of y'all.
But it
Okay.
was like JC was like celebrating. It's like, yes, I'm not the only one that has fucked people over for money.
Literally, he's like, I got a brother.
And it's like, nah,
Oh
JC,
my
you're still
god.
fucked up for that.
What do they say? Misery loves company, but I guess
Yeah,
he's not alone any longer.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I actually feel what JC did was worse because JC had nothing to gain from taking the money from you guys in the competition, whereas with JT, you're still really early in the game, and he's eliminating his competition by
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah, because
And
Mia was definitely tough.
exactly.
Hmm.
So, and it's also more money. So, in my eyes, I feel like JT didn't really. It's not really that bad what JT did.
Nah, I mean, when talk about the pros and cons, he's now a millionaire.
Yeah.
He gets to continue in the game,
Mhm.
and he gets to send home an OG. Yeah.
Yeah, he
We
sent
call
him.
that a win-win-win situation.
Oh yeah, win, 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 win.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this earlier today.
What's that?
Don't you feel that when somebody wins an extraordinary amount of money in this competition, it's like hitting the give no fucks button in their brain.
Oh yeah, because at that point, I mean, there's no turning back. Like,
Well,
what are you
because
gonna
now
say?
you can do
Like,
whatever you want. It's like,
like, what
who
are you?
cares?
You gonna throw shit in my face and then say, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it."
Well, and I respected the fact he didn't apologize. He just said, "I've got nothing to say."
Yeah,
And
at first I was like, "Ooh, he's stone cold," not even saying, hey, I respect you guys as players, but I did what I had to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's like the most normal and like maybe not to say like acceptable response, but at least it's very authentic, very genuine, not hiding, not holding back, not being too reluctant. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
in a
a
way, I
true
think I would have
statement,
preferred.
period.
In a way, I think I would have preferred "I have nothing to say" response, because him saying "I'm sorry, I did what I had to do," you're not sorry. Yeah, who would be
I
sorry
didn't,
about
yeah,
taking
see, I didn't
$1,000,000?
say I'm sorry. I said, hey, I respect you guys as players, but I did what I had to do. That is
Oh yeah,
being
that's fine.
transparent. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But yeah, once you go with, I'm so sorry, and I didn't, I mean, I don't want to hear that.
yeah, exactly.
I don't want to hear
There
that.
really is nothing to say. You were offered a
Because
million
trust me when
dollars,
I
you
tell
took
you,
it.
because if I do it, I'm not going to be talking about I'm sorry to you. Okay. So
Yeah,
don't do it to me because I'm not going to do it to you.
exactly.
Flat
So,
out.
so the $1,000,000 gets taken. The
Yep.
last thing I want to say about this, we did bring up Nick almost hitting the button. His team definitely
Yeah.
clocked it. He was about to hit the button. They definitely clocked it. You could
Yes,
tell.
the fuck they did. Yes, the fuck they did. Shout out to Katie. I know she was like, okay.
She was like, "Really? Oh, I would have never hit the button, guys. I love you all so much." Okay.
and and to be
Yeah.
honest, I feel like he kind of got saved a little bit as far as having that like, conversation after the challenge because he won or he is one of the winners, to go ahead and compete for the island. So,
Oh, he was one of the ones. See, I didn't even realize that. So
mhm.
so that does bring us to the island. So Jimmy announces this is the island episode. However,
Yep.
this season, no one is getting eliminated. This is basically in Survivor terms, a reward challenge. So this
Yeah.
season, very much like back in season 1, when we had the helicopter challenge and we had to
Mhm.
search B City to find a ticket,
Golden ticket.
the
Yeah.
golden
Feeling like
ticket.
Willy Wonka.
Exactly. Now this season, they had to look for 10 cannonballs, and if you got a cannonball, then you got to go to the island. I was very surprised that this was what the cannonballs were being used for, because this was in the promo for
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Jimmy was so disappointed in season one with,
yeah.
the canon episode because what a lot of people don't know is the treasure move, with Escobar. Look, Escobar, with Esteban, getting the 450K. That was only an auxiliary game because the cannons were failing to fire and they were having technical difficulties with like the ships.
Ah, that
So
sucks.
yeah, so long story short, that was actually the opt out because the original game didn't really work, and so I distinctly remember Jimmy being like, "I got to bring this back because I want to shoot a cannon."
So we head into the Survivor themed crossover. At this point, we already knew it was coming, but in the episode itself, they have yet to reveal it.
Right.
So, fun thing to mention before we get into the Survivor thing is that the other players, the other 10, get to stay behind in B City,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't. But they're not walking away empty-handed. Oh no,
Oh
they are
no,
getting
honey,
a spa
no.
day courtesy of T-Mobile.
Magenta status, baby. Listen, they took care of them, all right? I mean, they got their hair done, they got massages, they got to eat, exotic and delicious, chef crafted, meals. It was a wonderful little time I seen. It was a wonderful little time.
Y'all
Okay.
got me fucked up with this shit. I'm telling you, I'm every day I'm watching another thing that these season 2 people are getting. Did you see that they got Xboxes in the mail?
Wait, what?
Well, this may be another fib from Philip, but on his story I saw today.
Philip, you are not Patrick's brother.
I'm starting to see a trend in Fiblip. I might have to call
Fiblip is hilarious. But yeah, he definitely
But-
likes to see how far he can carry a joke.
But on his fucking page, he had a custom made Feastables Xbox Series S with game
Okay.
controller and a note from Mr. Beast. And I was like, did they send you this shit? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, did fucking Mr. Beast send you guys a custom Xbox on top of the free phone service? They all got $5,000 this episode for just getting.
They got $5,000.
They got $5,000 for getting to the top 20. Mind you, all of us, except for people that won like grand prizes, we got paid the same thing that the people that got out in Vegas in 2.2 seconds of the competition on Red Team in that fucking 10,000-pound boulder game. We got the same money that they got for fucking lasting like what was it, 2-3 weeks of my life? Same thing as them, and you even longer.
That's
but
true.
These bitches got $5,000.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, let's just call it for what it is. It's because it's way less people this time around, you know? So that leaves me to feeling like there's going to be a lot of rotations, you know what I mean, for these next seasons coming up. Because trust me, Beast Games is coming back for more than just 3 seasons, okay?
Oh, this is about to be a staple. So, but yeah, they got treated very well, the ones that did not compete for the
Yes, they did. And shout out to y'all. Like, y'all earned it.
Yeah.
Y'all deserved it.
So
yeah.
if y'all have any sympathy for the people, don't have sympathy for them. They got to sit back with a Kool-Aid and Coke and watch all of the drama unfold. They got to watch it live on the cameras.
They did get to watch it live, just
Yes.
like we did.
They
You know,
got
so
their
we were able to see what was going on, you know, for the Navy SEALs challenge, you know, so that was pretty dope.
The games?
We did. So like they, you know, we had like a canopy, like where we ate dinner. It was like it was pretty large. That's where the chefs were. And then so they had a big screen, like a projector screen that came down. And yeah, that's where we watched it. We had movie night. It was fun. One night we dressed up. It was really cute.
What did you guys watch?
We watched, was it White Chicks?
Oh, I love that movie.
No, we watched a interestingly, controversially funny movie. I cannot. Oh my god,
Scary
guys,
movie?
help me out. Leave it in the comments. Where I forgot what movie we watched.
If it was the Wayans Brothers, it's either White Chicks or Scary Movie.
It was definitely not Scary Movie. I believe it was White Chicks.
I love. If it was it probably is White Chick. I love that movie.
I really want to say it was White Chicks, but my brain, that was so long ago. I don't know.
Well, anyways, I mean, speaking of white chicks, nothing but white chicks left. So, going into the top 10 for the Survivor game, all of them pull up to the island, and lo and behold, who walks up? Jeff fucking Probst.
He is waiting for them as they are pulling up, okay? And it's, mind you, it's only 10 people. It's not like it was 50 people.
This is like an intimate meet and greet.
It's a pretty awesome fucking meet and greet, okay, if you ask me. So not only do you get to, you know, compete for a 1.8 million island, but you get to meet Jeff Probst. You get to actually transform your Beast Games jersey into a collab. So mind you, which I thought was really interesting, just from like a designer and from like a costume perspective. I love the fact that they gave them colored jerseys with their name on it. The only thing that I would say is a critique, that yellow and white, fix it.
Yeah,
it's hard to read. Fix it.
They also got custom buffs, which when we went to the watch party, Hannah, who competed in this episode, shout out to you, Hannah, who invited us, by the way. She was wearing her buff as, you know, a shirt, and she's a Survivor super fan. What I'm realizing is there's a lot of contestants that went to this episode that are Survivor super fans. So I would dare to say that just competing in this episode with Jeff Probst was probably doing those classic challenges and meeting him probably had a valuation of like $100,000. I'm not joking when I say
I mean, like, and mind you, that's just what we got to see on camera. But they got to spend hours with him off the camera. You know what I mean? So I'm quite sure they got autographs. And, you know, I know Ian was, you know, he was highly excited. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like they probably worked that out.
All of them, how much do you bet they were pitching themselves to get cast for Survivor?
You know what? I could bet Well, we already knew Sue. She was already, on
She
Survivor.
already competed, so
Right. So there's that. So there's counting out, 1 out of 10 already. And then
I feel like
honestly,
Jeff,
I could probably say it for sure half. For sure half. I know Jeff has always wanted to go on Survivor.
but
Hold on,
Ian,
pause, because this, I don't know what the fuck is on my nose, bro, but it's like
you
this little hair or something. I don't know. It's like a piece of, I've been like, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been wiping my fucking eye for like
you
the
have
whole
been wiping your
show.
eye. You have been for a minute.
Ah, not in
It's
the
been
whole.
a minute, y'all.
I feel it. What is it? It's something in my eyelash.
It's your saboteur.
I'm telling you.
Your inner saboteur is coming for you. We will be right back, y'all.
We'll be right back. You better edit this shit out. I know what's wrong with you. And I'm back. Hello.
All
How
right,
are
y'all.
you?
All right, y'all. Let's get back into it. So they
Yes.
split off into 2 teams at the
Yep.
start.
2 captains.
Yes, and Sue, Jeff, and the others kind of back off and let Sue become the captain. And it seems like it's because she was a former Survivor finalist. And then the other one is Tyler, who actually was like a team hopper in the previous episode. What did you think of the teams they ended up picking?
I thought that both teams were able to complete the challenge and win. I think once the challenges started, I think I realized who had the better strategy as far as which players were to attempt which specific challenges.
Yeah, I think that some people were put on the wrong game, especially Hannah. I think Hannah was put on the wrong challenge.
Sue and Hannah, like no
And
shade to Sue, but
well,
baby
Sue
girl,
took
you're the
most of the challenges.
shortest, smallest thing, and that was honestly the biggest thing or the furthest thing away. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm sure you're a strong girl, but at the same time, like I tell people, don't skip leg day. I heard her when she said my legs are burning.
On Survivor, Sue was not the best at team challenges. She was much better at individual because she did win some individual challenges, but yeah, team things were not her thing.
Got you. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, everybody has a niche, you know what I mean? And when you don't, hey, that's when you rely on your teammates. So, and she did, and they came close.
What did you think of JC being the last one picked, and then him saying, well, that's fine because the team I'm on is always the winning team?
I mean, however you got to rationalize it, but at the end of the day, I don't think anybody wants him there. So,
would you want to work with JC even if you didn't know him?
Like if I didn't know him?
Yeah, let's say that he didn't do that to you. Let's say you're coming in as a newbie. Would you be willing to like look past what he did season 1 and play with him?
Oh. Fuck no. No. I actually would trust him. I would say, if anything, because I have played in challenges with him as a vet, as an OG, that would be the only inkling or reason, inclination that I would have to even, partner or align with him from a team aspect, because I do know, his capabilities. But outside of that, no.
I would say that he has shown himself to be good in challenges, and at the end of the day, I'm not so much worried about like loyalty right now because obviously none of us are going home. I more so want to make sure that I'm in the running for the $1.8 million island. That's my main concern.
I get you, but at the same time, I just know him for his social game to be the strongest. We're talking from an OG perspective, not a new perspective, just to clarify.
Yeah.
But, from an OG perspective, I don't know him to get through on his own, like endurance. You know what I mean? Like it's always because of things. Like I didn't see what he was like in the individual challenges. You know what I mean? So like that I wasn't too aware of. So the only thing I do have to go off of is how he handled himself during the mental challenge that we chose, which he freaked the fuck out. So you know what I mean?
Well,
So like
you know what? I
me,
hate to say it, that might have been a strategy on his end.
No. I can't even I gotta be fair when it's fair. That wasn't a strategy. That was a complete I'll say emotional and environmentally stimulated response. And then also a little PTSD because he was in a different world Like when like like he was just in
I
a
mean,
different world.
I'll take your word for
He
it,
was in
but
a different world because no, and here's the reason why. Because when he is intentionally being strategic, oh, he's fully aware, and you're going, and he's calm, he's very loving, very charming. It's there's a totally different persona when JC has an agenda. So when he doesn't have an agenda like that, which was a very few times, and so that's why I'm saying I realized a couple of times where there was differences in his approach, and he definitely was having a lack of confidence. Like it's no different than I feel like regular people where you're like, oh man, I wish I could do this, and then you do it and you're like, dang, I could have done that all along. It's like, it was a situation where he was having a mental block and an emotional or anxious type of breakdown, and he had to figure it out. So he pulled through. It is what it is. And I think he's had a strong alliance with the Avengers, and just a lot of people gravitating to him because he was older with younger children, so that made him more likable.
well, he's moving on because his team won the first. I know his team. I was not rooting for this team, but they won.
Yeah, because
And
I'm always rooting for Jeff, whatever team
yeah,
Jeff is on.
yeah. I mean, I was rooting for him. I was rooting for Hannah. I was rooting for Sue, but it is what it is. So the
Indeed.
Sausage Party continues on to compete in one of the most iconic challenges in Survivor history. It's this game where you are on a pole and it's endurance, and it's the last person standing. Now, I'm gonna tell
Well,
you this
holding
right.
on rather.
Yeah, holding on. But this time it's just the final two. And they don't know what they will do when they move on to the next stage, but they know it's a final two.
Correct.
This is the first thing I will say.
Hmm.
They are very lucky that they did not have any women on their team because a woman would have won. This challenge is heavily geared towards either smaller individuals, lean individuals, or women, just because of where the center of gravity is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you watch Survivor, those are typically the people that win this specific
Mm-hmm.
challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little interesting to watch these bigger guys compete in this and do so terribly.
Yeah, which to actually go into defense, I thought that JC was actually going to hold out. I when I saw him on the ball, I said, "Oh, I was like, he's gonna be one of the last ones standing for sure." Because you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm an '80s baby, okay? And you want to know the one thing I noticed about them? They had them knees bent, honey, on that damn pole. Okay, I was
Uh-huh.
jealous. I was very
Jazz
jealous.
aerobics.
I was jealous. I was like, ain't no way. I mean, I couldn't have stayed up on that damn pole and kept my knees like that entire time. Absolutely not. No, and all
Well,
this ass, baby. We top
I will
heavy
say
and
that
bottom heavy.
I have practiced this challenge before. I've practiced a couple of Survivor challenges before.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was training for the show. And the easiest way I would say to approach this challenge is to find a comfortable spot with your toes and the foothold. If you can get a
Mm-hmm.
good spot in with the foothold, then the rest of it is not as difficult because you can alleviate the pain on your arms.
Okay.
Your biggest enemy is going to be when you start sweating, because when you start sweating, you're going to start sliding down. So one moment I thought that was really funny during the game was Jeff trying to offer food, and all of them kindly being like, Jeff, I don't know what you heard, what rumors you heard, but
Because
you get
usually
fed.
in Survivor, they're eating bugs and snakes and squirrels and shit. You know
I'm
what I
not gonna
mean?
hold you. There were some times where Vegas did feel like Survivor, but
No,
there
sorry.
were. Well, you know what I want to know is how long was this filmed for? Like, was this filmed over the course of one day?
It's giving that it possibly was done in 2 days, maybe three.
Do you think
Because
they
I'm
lived like Survivor in those
because of what
2 days? Oh
like
no, they
okay.
wouldn't. They would have shown it if they did.
The island that they went to wasn't the same island that the Survivor challenges were on,
No,
correct?
no, it is. It's the same. That's what Jeff said. This is Survivor Island.
Oh, okay. Because that part I was like,
No, it definitely. I'm talking. He said to Sue, I'm surprised you didn't recognize the island because you lived here. And
Okay, he did say that. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're
and
right.
I'm
Yes.
telling
Yes.
you
Yes. 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 Yes.
just from someone that has watched all the seasons that I
Mhm.
recognize this field that they've been on for the past 10 years. Like that was Survivor Island, definitely. So consistently they were trying to get Ethan, number 21, the younger guy. They were
Yes.
trying to get him to drop. First, JC was trying to get him to drop, and then Jeff said, "You're not gonna drop. You better stay the fuck on that pole now. You
Mm-hmm.
better exotic dance the fuck out of this pole." But then Ian started trying to get him to fall, and then that 50,000, and then Jeff was like, "All right, a burger's not enough for you. How about $50,000,
No,
bitch?"
no, 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 no. Jimmy took over and was like, Let me give this a try."
Oh yeah, well Jimmy. I'm
And
sorry, I
Jimmy came
misspoke.
out
Jimmy.
and offered, well, with Carl, and offered
Yeah.
$50,000.
You know what
So,
I peeped? I peeped
hmm,
Jeff has some type of, like, thing going on with Carl. Did you not peep
yeah,
that? They,
yeah.
like, even, like,
I mean, how could you not? It's Carl.
well, they filmed that Survivor influencer thing, and I saw Klitzner made a post that them doing that influencer thing is what led to this collaboration, which is very dope that they were able to get it, because that means that they did this, like, they got this done very fast, because the
Yeah.
Survivor 49 filming must have been less than a month before they filmed this season.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
which also could maybe, add to as to why maybe it was only a day or two, like maybe it was only a day or two with Jeff, like Probes being there, but maybe they were there, you know what I mean, like a couple of days. You know
I
what I'm
think that
saying?
they, if I had to guess, I think that they did the filming around the same time that 50 was about to start, because
Hmm.
for Survivor 50, Jimmy is going to be a guest. It's already been seen. You didn't know?
Baby,
Yeah.
listen,
Go
between
check. Go check out the
between
promo.
between the 164 hours that I worked last pay period, no, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
I would go check it out because he has a briefcase, so it looks like he's gonna give a bribe. But yeah, if I was a betting man, I would say they filmed this and season 50 back to back. Like I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised if they got a couple of off days in Beast Games while Jimmy fulfilled an obligation for season 50. Because
I
don't you
could see
remember
that.
Jimmy would go away sometimes to film like commercials during season 1?
You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
No, for
remember
sure.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like we got an off day with like a dance party, and he was doing that.
Oh
Um,
my God, that dance party. Jimmy, release the footage.
He's
All
got a
right.
couple footage, but okay, so the big moment with the 50K bribe,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people really not happy about this. Ethan ends up taking the bribe and succumbing to the peer pressure and dropping. I thought this
Mm-hmm.
was horrible because it seems at this point that Ethan was the favorite to win it. He was the most liked of
and
the
and the
of
weird thing about it was he seemed the one that was the most comfortable. So it just
Oh yeah,
was,
he wasn't wobbling at
you
all.
know. But again, that just goes to show you the power of manipulation, the power of, the tongue, the power of just influence, you know what I mean? And the power of getting in someone's mind and talking them down, literally.
There's a famous quote from Survivor legend Sari Fields
Hmm.
when they got this young guy named Eric to give up his immunity necklace at top 5 to like restore his honor. They got him to do that, and then they voted him off. And
Restore his honor? No,
yeah,
we don't
well,
need
he
that.
believed it, and she said in this interview, she said as she was voting him off, she said, my mom always said, you can't always beat him with these, but you can always beat him with this."
That's true.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that, that's kinda what happened to Ethan. Not that,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that him taking $50,000 is stupid by any means. It's still
No,
$50,000.
no, not at all. I'll say this, outside of what maybe where his mind might have been, here's what it did for him. It allowed him to be able to have, what did JC say?
Leverage.
Leverage. And here's the reason why. Because people are going to know for him to have a little bit of money, but they're going to know that it was a situation that he should have won. So they're going to kind of have that, like, like winner's guilt a little bit. They're going to want for him to kind of get a little bit more. So I think that people are going to
He's very much still in the competition. I feel that
Yes,
whoever
exactly. That's what I was going to say. I
yeah.
think people are very much still hanging on to him socially and just really not looking into him taking that money. But I think the people that are waiting for him back at B City are going to be the ones that are really going to be like, "Oh, bitch, you got 50K, goodbye."
Well, it depends on how much more money they give. I think I think the only roadblock for him coming up is gonna be the boxes, which we do know those are coming back. They were in the preview. Just
Mhm.
because I know that when you're in the cubes, people are gonna use anything and everything they can to excuse why you should be self-sacrificing. So in that situation, he needs to make sure that he's with
Don't listen to him.
well, he needs to make sure he's with other people that have won money, so that way it's not like a clear target on him, but I would hope for his sake that 50K, even though it is a lot of money, would not be enough for people to say, "Oh, you can't win the show now." Which
Like, I mean, well,
yeah.
think about it. I mean, you have Jeff there, you have JC there. You also have
Ian
the
and,
fact that
JT, so there's 5 of them that have money now.
JT is now. You also have the people that at the island, because once the excuse me, you also have the people back at Beast City that are going to, share that they've won 5,000. So it's
No, it's
like
everybody. Everybody got 5,000.
oh, so he got 55K.
Yes, as of now, he has 55K. They basically got a bonus for making it to the top 20, bonus fit $5,000.
Okay. Well, either way, regardless of which, but everyone's walking away with something.
Yeah, so it's and let's be
We
real,
didn't we didn't
that
have that in
50K
season 1.
that's why if you are like, I still see people saying, "Oh, I don't know if I would do Beast Games, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah." There is no other show doing it like that, where
Not at
everyone
all.
is
Where multiple people are walking home with thousands of dollars. Like, yeah, right. Come
yes,
on, please.
yes,
I ain't seen
it's
it because if I seen it,
insanity.
I would have casted for it. How about that?
So Ethan ends up dropping, and we will circle back to that later because social media did have quite the reaction of that. But our final 2 are Ian and JC.
Yeah.
My last thing on the challenge is I really think JC should have dropped for that 50,000.
If JC would have dropped for the 50,000, that would have been the way for his story arc to complete the redemption phase. You know what I'm saying?
In a way, it would have been selfless of him to take
Yeah.
the money.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't understand how anyone would not have understood, oh, 2 of us are going to be left. I don't know how anyone didn't get that it was going to be a final tribal council. That was the only part of the survivor experience that was missing, the final tribal council. So
Yeah, I'm
in
so
my
glad they
eyes, there
did
was no
it.
way it
I'm
was not
so
going to
glad
be a
they did
jury
it.
vote.
It really felt like, I mean, like, it genuinely felt like you're watching Beast Games, but it also genuinely felt like you were watching an episode of Survivor. It was great. I mean, like for me, episode 4 hands down is the best episode of Beast
Well,
Games.
they said that it was a
Period.
mixture. They used both of their crews helped film this episode. So
That
that's
makes a lot of
probably why.
sense. That makes a lot of sense because I mean, and just in the result of the production, it really shows. And I mean, in the best way possible. Like that's when you want, different production companies to come together. That's the expectation that you have. And honestly, and I'm really glad that we did speak on this because season 1 had a lot of controversy when it came to how the production was treated, and there were people that were coming after Jimmy and things like that. Like I just gotta say that I think when people are looking for alternatives to their disappointments, I think you're going to find backlash and negative commentary like that, which, end up turning out to be false. So that's kind of, where I'm at with it. Now, mind you, also, Jimmy is a person and the people that he worked for are individuals. So, you do have to learn to separate, sometimes, hey, every once in a while, there are people that aren't fitting, for the environment or for the team. And, you make adjustments, you keep it moving. So,
Yeah. So, final tribal council.
yeah.
The 8 players that did not win the island now have to decide whether JC or Ian are going to win the money.
Yeah.
This final tribal council could have been an email because there was no fucking way.
I'm over you.
There
I'm
was
so
no
over you.
way that JC was winning.
No.
There was no way JC was winning this money.
Let me tell you something.
He
Let
was
me
not
tell
winning, girl.
Let me tell you something. You want to know what I loved about this tribal council? Okay, so first of all, the fact that JC went first, Ian, good job and kudos to fucking you for doing that. I thought that was very smart. Well, we'll talk about it later. But let me tell you, JC and his what did you call it?
It was an
Apology?
Apollo lie. That was an Apollo
An
lie.
apology. It was
It was an Apollo lie.
for me personally, I'll say this: the fact that he was even able to utter the words, there was a piece of gratification for me, and that's because it's like damn, it's like, why didn't you just say that all this time ago? We could have still been friends.
Because
Like,
he didn't believe it, girl.
you know, it's like,
He
oh,
was
you piece of
talking
shit.
out his booty hole. He
You
did
know?
not believe that shit. He
Ugh.
was saying that shit so he could win the money.
You know what I mean? So, and that's why I'm saying there was a little piece of gratification because, again, the world is watching. So the world is seeing it as well. And the world is also getting a taste of, you know, okay, he does have some remorse and, you know, he is able to, I mean, because mind you, there are some people where it's like, if they don't got
I
it,
gotta stop you,
they
Queen.
can't. It's some people in this world that can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Because I don't believe that he has remorse for what he did. He has remorse for the result. He has
I think he
remorse.
has remorse for the result, but I think the result of I think how he is you know, mentally processing it is the result is his friends didn't get, or you know, the people that, you know, he formed a bond with didn't get to get a reward, you know what I mean, that was, you know, in a, they didn't get to get a respectful reward, you know what I mean? So, and the fact that he was a piece of the reason, you know, I mean, for him to not have any guilt this entire time until this episode, I do believe him when he said he had a lot of time to think. I mean, just think about it. He hasn't done a lot of press. He hasn't done a lot of interviews. He hasn't done a lot of media. You know, so that's kind of I think a sign of someone that does feel guilty. I'm just being devil's
Well, I'm
advocate.
gonna keep it real with you. Keeping it real with Nene. Um,
Let me know, Pooh. Let me know. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? Tell me for real.
what Jeff could not have taken the words out of my mouth better. You know, I haven't heard you say this at all over the last couple months, JC. So
He
where's
said,
this
that's my
coming
first
from?
time hearing this.
Yeah, first time hearing this.
He
I'm
said, how
sorry,
fitting.
but this is not. If you genuinely feel bad about what you did, this is not the place
No.
because you are incentivized to talk out of your booty hole to these
Mm-hmm.
people and apologize about what you did.
Yep.
They see from the moment he took the money, never was sorry for taking the money. It was more so, I'm sorry that's how you feel.
You know,
I really do not believe, Queen, that he is sorry for what he did to you guys of taking the money or
I don't
anything
think he
of that
can be sorry. I'm just being
No.
fair. I don't think he
What
can.
I
Like,
truly believe,
we
Queen,
don't want to hear it. I don't think you can give it. It's
I
not a
believe that
matter
he I
about being
believe that
sorry.
he is
We're not in elementary
remorseful.
school. You know, I don't need you to write me a letter in Crown saying how much you're sorry. Like,
No,
you know
I
what I'm
think he's
saying? That's not what
remorseful
I
that
need. Like, you know what I mean?
he
Like, we're
didn't get
beyond the
the
fact. What
he
I
didn't get
wanted
the
was
reaction from
accountability.
you
What I
guys.
wanted was, you know, the acknowledgement of your actions and how it affected us. The fact that he couldn't get past that and it was just, I did this for my family. I did this for my family. It's like, no shade. Okay, let's get
He did it
past
for
that.
you.
Like, okay, like great for you, but can we get past that? And can we now talk to you about who's been your family for the past few weeks? Can we talk about us?
He
You know what I mean? Can we talk
Queen,
about me, the one that
I'm
consoled
telling
you
you,
during the mental challenge
he
and literally serenaded and sung to you Lauren Hill's song, the whole first verse? Can we talk about the people that actually truly cared about you as an
he don't give a
individual?
flying fuck. He don't give a flying fuck. He is
That's what it feels like.
remorseful.
That's what it felt like.
He was
So,
remorseful that he didn't get the reaction from you guys that he wanted. The reaction that he wanted was he
yeah.
wanted you guys to he thought that him being a father of 2 kids with this house and all this shit, he thought that would have been enough to justify stealing all the money. And that post show that you guys would have had his back instead 10 toes down and coddled him and said, "It is okay that you did this. We forgive you, blah, 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 blah." And the fact that you guys didn't do it has probably been fucking with him for the last year. So I'm sorry when you're apologizing for with $1.8 million on the line. If I don't think that's sincere, I apologize, but that's an Apollo lie, bitch. I don't feel sorry whatsoever.
No, I get that all the way. I really do get that all the way. Now, one thing that I can say as well
Mhm.
is you I'll put it like this. You do have individuals that, you know, advocated for him after the like initial part when the, you know, show had ended. I remember me, Yessie, Patrick, it was a couple of us. You know, I remember us all talking and we were like, yo, the internet is coming for him hard.
from just the post he was making, that he felt like you guys had a responsibility to make public statements of by exonerating him of what he did, when that's not your responsibility. Everything you put out in life is like a boomerang, and it eventually comes back. So don't
Well,
do that shit.
it sure the fuck did come back on JC because, honey, okay, none of the tribal council was falling for his shit.
No,
Now,
they were not putting up with it for 1 second.
no. Now, I will say this one thing that I loved about Ian's confessional with before they had the verdict. I really, really, really felt everything he was saying.
Yeah.
And when I say, like, I mean, I just don't believe that his heart was in the wrong place. I don't believe that, he didn't earn it. You know what I mean? So I was just really, really happy for him, especially considering the fact that, like him talking about his dreams, and that was, if you flashback, that's what I was talking about with my best friend when she had came up for the family and friends visit. I fully resonated with that, and I was just like, damn, man, yeah, like I was so
Queen,
happy for
I'm not
him.
gonna hold you. When I was watching the episode, I felt the exact same thing as you.
Hmm.
But after attending the watch party and being given some tea, I now have second thoughts. So
You're shaking your head, man.
Yeah, look, I've heard a lot of things about Ian, and to just sit here and be like, we both got families. I mean, that's the biggest comment, man. You're on a game show, dude.
We all have reasons.
We all have reasons.
We all got a mom and dad.
Like, trust me, like, I've heard a lot about Ian. A lot. But I've heard a lot about him, and I'm like, the more and more I see of him, and the more I hear about him, the less I like him.
Hey, that's the record straight, Pooh.
Ian always played this like thing of like, I'm a good guy, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm the one who went against him on the ultimate voice.
Oh, wait, you're with the
stick.
yes, the Q-tip. Remind everybody your number one more time.
179.
Okay.
In our
So to catch you viewers,
As do I.
when Queen and I were at the watch party, we were
Mhm.
watching this episode with Beast Games alumni, Squid alumni, and including season 2 alumni.
Yeah.
And there was a contestant, I believe it was I don't remember his player number, but he was a guy that got out in the wipeout challenge. He was knocked
Yep.
out by his best friend.
Yep.
And as the episode is going on, he's like, fuck Ian, or he's like, we don't fucks with it. He's like booing Ian. And then Queen and I are just standing there trying to get like B-roll of people's reactions. And we're just like, well, tell us how you really feel. And we
Yeah,
took
like, well,
time
tell
to-
us more.
And he said that Ian is not who he says he is. He said that Ian was very good at faking a like loyal and like good persona, and that it's all bullshit. So I'm curious if there's stuff we didn't see, or if there's stuff that we have yet to see.
Yeah, that's when it's getting good because we are in the official top 20. So now we're starting to get to these personality breakdowns and also the breakdowns of where these alliances are either maintaining or falling apart, literally. So,
Well, in his final pleas, Sue was like, well, would you if there's a challenge for it, are you going to self-sacrifice for us? And we know you have an alliance back at camp, so like back at the city. So are you going to, do it? And he said, I am committing to all of you. I'm feeling like he's not going to do it. I'm feeling like he is going to fuck them over. He's not going to self-sacrifice. And if he does, it's not going to be for them. It's going to be for his friends back home.
okay.
That's the only thing I could see them being like, he's just a piece of shit. Could you imagine being in that cube with him, and you voted for him to get that $1.8 million, and he says, I'm not sacrificing? I have to wonder if the rules are going to be the same, because if more than one group does not sacrifice, like I can't imagine they would just send all of the groups home. So
I'm gonna be honest with you when it comes to sacrificing. Sacrificing is a legitimate selfless thing. It's not because you want to do, it's like either you want to sacrifice yourself because you want to sacrifice yourself for people to go far, or you don't. Like, or you just don't want to sacrifice yourself because you want to see how far you can go. I don't really think that money plays a big part into it. like for the person that's trying to make the decision, because for them it's not okay. I could leave with $1, I could leave with $1 million, but at the end of the day, if I'm sacrificing myself, then that means I'm throwing in, you know what I mean, the white flag. I'm just
Well,
surrendering.
but the difference is, Queen, he promised them. He said, if you vote for me to get $1.8 million and change my life, I will be satisfied and I will self-sacrifice. So if he makes that deal and he goes back on that deal, that is some piece of shit behavior.
That now that for sure I would say would be some things where I would be looking at him differently. Absolutely.
It is. No, it's
Absolutely.
especially because I don't feel
Mhm.
like that deal is necessary. If he was going up against Ethan, who is more likable than JC is, then yeah, that's a disposition. But you can't tell me that if he's going up against JC, even if he didn't say that shit and JC is saying that shit, you can't tell me they wouldn't have still given him the money. They
I
would have
just
given it to him.
think Ian has also, so here's my little thought. I think that Ian has also been such a strong player that he really wanted to show his emotional side. And maybe he said that out loud, but maybe he only meant that to be for a specific set of people. So
Could be.
maybe it wasn't about him necessarily not being truthful, if you know, like if there's something that happens, because we don't know. But
Well,
it's like,
you got to remember too. He said I commit to all 8. Oh, I'm sorry, 9. He included JC in it, so he didn't. He wasn't even being vague. He said specifically, "I will sacrifice for any of you that are sitting here tonight. You are my ride or dies." So there's no way to interpret it
I
differently.
don't think he was including JC.
No,
I agree with everybody else.
Queen,
I don't think he's including
Queen,
JC.
Queen, he specifically did, because at first he said all 8 of you. Oh, I'm sorry, 9 of you, and then he touched JC's shoulder. So he was including everybody that was there he would sacrifice for.
Oh, I
And I
must have
just
went to
don't
the
believe
bathroom
that.
on that part. My bad.
Yeah, I just don't believe that. That is the second he said that, I was like, that's giving counterfeit as fuck. There's no way you are sacrificing yourself for all 9 of these people here. Like, once he included
Yeah.
JC, I was like, JC can't even vote for you. So it's like, give me a break.
I mean, the fact that he got all 8, I just think that it was a landslide. I think that if he was up against Ethan, I think Ethan would have won maybe like 5-3. Like,
Well, let me ask you,
or
if you knew everybody
or
was,
maybe 4-4, and they might have tied.
what would have happened in a tie? Maybe flip a coin?
We don't know.
It probably would flip a coin.
We
Because
didn't
they
get
had the
there.
coin there. Or you said, what'd you say?
I said we don't know because we didn't get there.
We should ask them.
Yeah, I'm curious
You know
to
what?
know. You
That'll
know
be on the
what?
list for what we
I
ask postseason.
I tell you what, someone that we did run into, will not be mentioned, but we definitely will be having some exclusive, okay, interviews for Beast Game Season 2. So you guys are just gonna have to wait until it comes out, honey, because that's all I can say.
Postseason, we are gonna have some good content
Post
for you.
season, for
You
sure,
will be
for sure.
fed, I promise, okay?
Baby, okay. We're starving you now, but you will be full later.
Wouldn't you
Trust.
agree that if you knew all the votes or the majority of votes were going on to Ian, you would just vote for him? Like, there'd be no point to vote for JC.
Well, of course. I
Yeah.
mean,
Because
but
if
okay,
he's offering to self-sacrifice and you're the one person that didn't vote for him, then he can use the well, you didn't vote for me, so I'm not going to sacrifice for you.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, JC. Cry about it.
I mean, or does he have to really? Because he now has the $10 million coin and he's only able to flip for it if he makes it into the top 6 because he got eliminated for the top 6 along with myself.
And
So
mind you, Queen, Mr. Beast did not say that that coin could result in his elimination. All he said is at top 6, you will flip this coin if you're still here. So there's a chance that he
I
may
thought
get
about that too, how he
eliminated.
was not specific
Yeah.
about him being eliminated for flipping it. I really, really thought about that too.
It
And
kills me because,
especially,
yeah.
I was just going to say, especially because we had manipulation for Gage a little bit from Tawana to get Gage to flipping the coin, very similar to how JC was asking for Ethan to drop. Very, very similar. Just want to point that out.
I thought that it was really great game design for JC to
Yeah.
receive the coin, because on paper, when you have somebody that did not get the votes to win the $1.8 million island, they're going to be on the bottom. because in the back of everyone's mind, that person's now pissed at you because you didn't give them the $1.8 million. So what better way to even that playing field by saying, here's a 50-50 coin. If you're still in the competition, the prize may double to $10 million. The funniest part, Queen, is that these people clearly are not fans of JC, but now he's holding them hostage. A $5 million hostage. He got $5 million he's holding hostage for these motherfuckers. And guess what? They're stuck with him, and they may keep him in the competition until the top 6 for nothing. He may keep this coin, and it may result in nothing the whole time.
Now, that is the aspect that I don't think a lot of people are really taking into consideration, because I did hit a poll with some of the Beast Games family, and I said, would you keep JC, up until the top 6 just so he can flip the coin? Would you let him stay, period, coin or no coin? Or would you just try to get him out of there, period, because you don't trust him? And majority of the people said that they would let him stay just so that way they can try to get the coin flip, and then they want to eliminate him. No, not too many people said that they wanted him to stay, and not too many people said that they wanted for him to excuse me, not there was let me say it like this. There were a few people that said that they wanted him to stay. There were a few people that said they just wanted him to be eliminated, but majority, I'm talking about almost 20 votes, they definitely said that they were like, yeah, JC, he can flip that coin, but then he gotta
go. Hot take, I don't need him to flip a coin. He can go home, especially since now you are likely taking up a spot in the final 6. I say this with Survivor too, that in my eyes, somebody who has no chance of winning, but is a guaranteed spot in the finale, is just as dangerous as somebody who is a guaranteed win if they're in the finale.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in my mind, I was like, I would get rid of him. He's an OG. He's a physical threat. And he already has money. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of, and then on top of that, Jeff just went ahead and broke down, you know what I mean? Like, your whole, like, glass mirror, you know what I'm saying? And shattered it. So now we can really see who's behind it. So, you know what I mean? Like, I really don't think that there's too many things that are like weighing positively on his side, except for the fact that the money factor is a positive or negative depending on your preference. Some people feel like he's a complete asshole. Some people are like, hey, fuck it, I hope he wins more. Like, it just depends on who you are.
Well, no matter how I feel about him personally, I mean, I've never met the guy. Well, actually,
lucky you.
I've kind of met him, like, in passing. You said lucky me.
Yeah.
But he is a damn good character. He is funny as fuck.
No, I mean, he is like, that's how he's captivated so many people to, or in season 1, so many people to liking him, because it wasn't hard to hate him. You know what I mean? It was it was hard to hate him. It was hard to, it wasn't hard to, like, not like him. He was cultured. He was diverse. He was very fluid. He had a good energy. He was fun. He played the games with us. You know what I mean? So werewolf. Oh my God! Shout out to all my werewolf fans, all my werewolf friends out there. I was gonna say Cornelia, Akira, Carl. Yeah, we had so much fun. Oh my God! But
I wish that I would have played in those werewolf games with y'all. I love werewolf.
You know what? Honestly,
I regret not playing in those games.
One of the things that I thought about, so how we talked about with Jack saying he's like, hey, I'm going to try to mix myself up into, different, groups and things that I'm not familiar with. That was me when I, was like, what? I was like, they keep playing this damn game. I was like, it's starting to dwindle down. I was like, it's not a lot of us. I was like, I need to figure out what the fuck this game is about so that way I can, get closer to these people. And it worked, but I didn't do it in a manipulative way for, negativity. I did it so that way I could build, strong alliances to make it further, but it wasn't, to
it just looked like a lot of fun. It's just I was too busy trying to like be strategic and like talk game, but I should have just sat down and stopped worrying for a little bit, because I love werewolf. Genuinely, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I like the people that were playing it. So the episode ends with maybe like
leverage.
That line was,
and I love that they did the fire, on JC again as well. We can't skip that.
Well, it definitely. I spoke with one of the producers at the watch party, and it is definitely an intentional effect they are putting on him. It is like his theme, the fire.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is very dope. But that leverage line was just so funny to me. He said, leverage.
But you know what?
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Maybe he will be the bride this time.
You know what? And that, like I said, I felt where his apology was coming from a real place. That I feel like that statement can be true no matter what anyone's opinion is. So
I felt his speech, but it was not the apology part. The apology part I thought was bullshit. The part of his speech that I thought was genuine and that I
Mhm.
really started to like JC and connect with him was when he spoke about being the bridesmaid and never the bride. Always good, but never good enough. And
Yeah,
always having that feeling. I've definitely felt that way myself.
yeah.
There was
Which
moments where, yeah, I
kind of
really liked his
explains
speech.
why he took the money. You know what I mean?
In his mind, he probably thought that I mean, he said that he thought that y'all were out to get him, and
And
so he
let's not
probably
forget, he
thought
was on
no
a
one
TV
was.
reality show before where he lost, I believe, $170,000.
He's been
Somewhere
on another show?
he was on another show. Yeah,
What
yeah,
show?
that was the talk of the town. Oh, don't get me to line because you know I don't care nothing about the man. But I can look. I'll bring it up in another episode. He's still
I
in.
gotta look,
Look,
I
he's
gotta
still
pull up
in.
Google.
We can talk about it the next show.
Yeah, I have no idea what other show he's been on, but, oh, damn, you are
Yeah,
on
but it
another
was like
show now.
I remember he was sitting down. It looked like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but it definitely wasn't that show. But he was like sitting down,
There
and it
was
was like,
someone on this season that was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like, 30 years ago. The
oh,
old geezer.
"You are so
What?
vulgar, God.
What? I'm sa is the
Why does
geezer.
he have to be a geezer?"
He is, I don't know what to say. I don't mean it in a mean way, he seems very nice, but he was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Somebody gonna have to tame
What?
you. But yeah, but yeah.
That's just what it is. I don't know. I'm on his Facebook right now. I don't see any game show, but I do see a lot of cringy Instagram filtered photos from like
Oh my god.
the
Oh my
early
god.
2000s.
I'm not gonna lie, JC, as your former friend, please stop using the filters. You are a handsome gentleman, and they make you look ridiculous.
It
Signed, all
adds
of
to how
us.
funny he is. He's just, JC is just funny to me. He's really funny. As much as I was shitting on him earlier, like he kills me.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
mean he's great entertainment. Like I love him
yeah.
on the show. I love the role that he's playing on the show. I'm excited to see him get eliminated, hopefully.
Well, with that, that is the end of the episode itself. I think it was a great cliffhanger. We're gonna
Yeah,
go
for
into
sure.
going into next episode. We are still at 20, so we're definitely gonna have to move some bodies next episode. Before we wrap up, we do have a viewer question. If
Oh
you
yeah.
if you don't know, if you have any questions for Queen and I, or you have any statements you want to say, feel free to shoot us over an email at ogbgrecaps@gmail.com, or you can even send us a message over on either of our Instagrams. Our Instagrams are below on our name tags. So let's read. We have a question from Chantel from Canada. So Chantel says,
Canada, whoop whoop! Shout out to Toronto. Don't say the second
Ye-
T. Period.
so she
Mhm.
says, what y'all think about the remaining of the cast being vanilla?
Oh shit!
I'm not gonna hold you. As soon as Mia left, I was thinking that shit. I'm not gonna lie, I did
Oh
notice
yeah,
that.
because Sydney got out.
There are no
Sania or
minorities.
Sonia got
Well,
out.
JC's a minority,
Damn.
right? Well, because JC's Latino.
Well, he's
I think
Latino, so they're still a minority. There, but it.
there
I
are no
mean,
black people left.
he's like butterscotch, right? You know.
I don't know. I'm not doing a brown paper bag test against him, but
I don't know. Dolce. What is it? Dolce Leche. You know what I'm saying? He's
but
somewhere in there.
I believe he is the last one standing. I think the
Yeah.
rest of the cast
Wow. Well, I mean, yeah. I
a little
mean,
bit of mayonnaise on that
you
sandwich.
know what?
I hope you like your sandwich with extra mayo, and it's not spicy mayo. Yes, we have noticed that that we're getting a little bit more vanilla than chocolate this go around. But what you need to remember that the first season was not like that. The first season there were a lot of minorities that got to the end of the competition. We had a
Yeah.
runner up, and
Yeah.
Beast Games is also not a game where you can really control the eliminations. It's very much dependent on how you perform. So I
Yeah.
don't believe it's like a situation like Big Brother where we've seen on past seasons where minorities have gotten targeted. Like this is it's just how it ended up this go around, unfortunately.
Yeah, and especially because like in season 1, you know, majority of the like black guys were in the first 3 rows because they were athletic as fuck. But
Yeah.
the first 3 rows were selfish as fuck, so they got eliminated. So, you know what I mean? Like the only thing that I can say is this is truly 100% one of the world's first unscripted reality television game shows. So please don't think that, you know, it's by, you know, pre-planned. Like that's just what happens.
Oh, I have seen people saying it's obvious. Oh, it's obviously scripted, guys. And I'm just
I
like,
know, and I'm
well,
like, baby,
they could not have
if
scripted it
only
if
y'all
they
knew.
wanted to. The production team is so busy focused on getting the games done and handling all of the thousands of pieces of technology around them. They don't got time to rig this shit for anybody, okay?
No, not at all.
No. But I
Now
would
we got questioned with a lot of, you know,
Mhm.
season 2 cast members from when we went to the trip, you know, to the crossover watchover party. So that we definitely have some exclusive footage coming out. So make sure you watch out that. That's going to be posted on our IGs coming up really soon.
Yeah, please do. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to the Bryson Wen Present for putting on an amazing watch party. Hannah was very heavily involved in making this happen, and Susmay and
Yes,
Jesse.
thank you for having me, you guys.
Yeah.
I shout out to season 2. Shout out to everybody that we got to meet. Shout out to
It was a
Preston.
fun
Shout out to
time.
Philip. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Jesus, like Tim. I mean, shout out to Kara. Like, you know, shout out to Klitzner. We got to see you guys. Like, it was nothing
Oh, that
like
was
being with my
fun.
BG family. Nothing like being with my BG family. I love it. I really,
And I
really
gotta
do.
tell you, I've been to these events before for like Survivor, for Big Brother,
Mhm.
and this was probably the best vibes I've gotten at one of
When I
their
tell you
events.
everybody was there to just be welcoming and warm and,
Yeah.
you know, to talk and, you know, I mean, and
Nobody was better than anybody else, and
no, not
sometimes
at
some of you
all.
survivors feel like you're better, or you Big Brother feel like you're better or too good to talk to other people, even other reality stars. So what I really loved about the Beast Games and like Squid Game people and all that stuff is that nobody is better. And I will say the survivors that were there as well, like Wendell and Bryce, no one was better than anybody else, and that's really how it should be.
Yeah, yeah.
One last thing, I would be remiss if we didn't bring up some stuff going on with social media. So as I said earlier, Ethan taking the bribe has been quite the controversial choice. So Ethan
Okay.
came to Instagram and he claimed, as he posted screenshots of him on the show, and he said, "I can now officially say that I am both a Survivor contestant and a Beast Games contestant.
Okay.
And I got yelled at by both Jeff Probst and Jimmy. Dream come true." To give a bit of context about the episode and what was going through my head in the moments leading to me taking the bribe, I genuinely believed that JC would fall before Ian.
Yeah, me too.
JC appeared extremely unstable, was shaking and shifting constantly, and seemed very eager for me to take the bribe. Sorry, y'all, I'm going around my light. Ian was as well, but he did a great job with hiding that he was about to fall. Knowing his background as a ninja warrior, which you pointed out, Queen, I
Hmm.
assumed he was making a simple positional adjustment. He looked more steady than JC. Had I realized how close Ian actually was to dropping, I would have encouraged him to take the bribe instead. Also, I couldn't clearly hear Jeff or August, and the only thing I caught from Jeff was "do it," not the full "don't do it." That led me.
Oh,
Mm,
damn.
that's why you need to
Okay.
just go into your own zone during those games. Don't listen to the peanut gallery. That led me to
Yeah.
believe that
Okay.
Jeff would vote for
Mhm.
Ian instead of me. Oh, what is that? Oh yeah, because didn't Jeff get to pick who got the 50K if they didn't drop?
No, it was the third person to drop got the 50K. There was no picking.
What is he talking about then? That Jeff would vote for me. Oh, Jeff, not Jeff Probst.
Yeah, Jeff.
Not Jeff. I thought he was talking about. Oh my god, I thought he was talking about Jeff fucking Probst for a second. Yeah,
No.
obviously when Jeff was telling him don't do it. Okay, that led me to
Right.
believe Jeff would vote for Ian instead of me. Oh, like in the final two. Okay, so
Right.
they must have known that it was like a jury vote. oh my god, I can't. Watching that episode back was the first time that I realized what he actually said. It's hard to fully explain how intense that situation was. I had never faced anything like it before, and I wasn't
Mhm.
mentally prepared to turn down $50,000 after spending weeks competing with the constant risk of leaving empty handed. In that pressure, I lost the sight of the bigger picture. I realized almost immediately afterward that I had made the wrong call and the flight back was really tough. The silver lining is that I still have a fighting chance at the 5 million with some money in my pocket. Keep watching and remember the number 21. I'm not going to hold you. That sounds like he lost. That was not a that was not the post of someone that won $5 million. I think he loses next episode.
Remember 21 is giving RIP.
is giving rest in peace, babe. It's
But maybe
giving
we're
I
wrong.
fucked
Who
up.
knows? Who knows? But all in all, I
I,
can
I
say,
I don't need a crystal ball. Call me the
look,
Long Island medium.
watching episode 4, because we had to watch it before the watch party, so that way we could, work the network.
Yeah.
But both times, watching it beforehand and watching it at the watch party, I mean, the vibes were real. People's reactions were quite responsive to
Yeah.
some of the actions and challenges that had happened. So, including, and this will be my final thing, including Nick yelling out all those different numbers when Hannah was doing the puzzle. It was giving Daphne. I just had to throw that out there.
Oh, I
That's my
do.
post.
Oh my God, Daphne.
Yeah, but
But
all
I'm
in
good
all,
with
I'm
it.
loving how season 2 is having its, unintentional, parallel moments to season 1. I'm enjoying the diversity and, what sets season 2, apart from season 1. So I'm thoroughly enjoying all of it. And let's just go ahead and let's just really call it out for what it is. Season 2's ratings have gotten 9.5 from the critics. So, and
Yes,
that's for the
they're
first
very
3
high. It's
shows.
the number 1 show on Amazon.
We are doing
Which, I
it.
mean, we were
Okay, we're
too,
doing
but
it. We're
we
doing
were
it.
the
We're
number 1
doing it.
show as well,
Yeah.
but they've had much better ratings than we've had, and I will say
Yeah.
that they definitely deserved it.
Well, being a firstborn is always tough, okay? Trust me, I know.
Yes. All right. Well, this was a really fun episode. We had a great time. There was some highs. Honestly, there was only highs. There weren't any lows.
They're all highs. Yeah,
Yeah.
really great. Like 10s across the board. 10s, like gymnastics.
Yeah. Keep it up, Mr. B, Klitzner, Kara, everyone on the production. Keep it up. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. And Jeff, thank you for coming to be a part of the Beast Games family and legacy. You are one of the pilots and pioneers to reality TV game shows. So much love and respect to you.
So if you enjoyed this recap, make sure to give a subscribe, a follow, a good review. If you're listening to us on Spotify or the other podcast platforms, make sure that you give a follow to myself and Queen on our social media platforms.
Leave a comment, tell us how we did. We're always taking feedback. For sure.
Absolutely. And if you want to give us your opinion, you can send us an email at ogbgrecaps@gmail.com or send us a message over on our Instagrams. But yeah, that's another one. I love chatting with you, Queen, as always.
I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
All right. Until next time, y'all, make sure you stay followed, stay tuned, and most importantly, stay beastly.